If you design multimedia learning, you've probably heard of Mayer's multimedia principles. The bottom line is that people learn better when audio, graphics, video, and animation are used together, instead of just text or graphics alone. The principles are backed by years of research and written about in gobs of academic papers. But who's got time to read? Let me sum them up for you. First up, the spatial contiguity principle. Keep it together. To help your learners forge connections between the text and graphics, keep the text close to the graphics on the screen. Take a look at this example. We can do better. Let's show the learner exactly where the parts are on the camera. There, that's better. Let's talk about the coherence principle. When it comes to engaging learners, usually less is more. There can be a tendency to embellish the screen with all sorts of extra stuff in an attempt to interest your learners. But showing things that are interesting to look at but aren't relevant to the learning can end up being a distraction. On this screen, let's get rid of the stuff that isn't essential information we want learners to walk away with. When it comes to the signaling principle, the eyes have it. It's critically important to visually highlight the important stuff. Maybe instead of this, they should have done this. With the redundancy principle, three's a crowd. We have a really hard time processing more than one source of verbal information at the same time. So we need to be extra careful when using text and voice with graphics. Learners can't decide whether they should be listening or reading when looking at the graphics. Something's got to go, and usually the best approach is to nix the text so your learners can focus on the visuals while listening to the voiceover. Well, that wraps up the first part of the series. Stay tuned for part 2.